Welcome, everybody, to Real Estate Horror Stories. My name is Gaia Kelch. I am your host. And then today we have the amazing Julee Patterson, owner and broker of Gateway Properties, of which I'm a part of. Thank you so much, Julee, for being here with us today. How you doing today?
I am great. Thank you for having me. That sounds odd, but yes, thank you. Thanks for having me on your show today.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for being here. So today we're going to talk about some of the horror stories that you have in real estate. But before we jump quite into that, I want to just have the audience get to know you a tiny bit. So tell us, Julee, how long have you been in the industry and what do you do?
I am a broker owner, so we have a boutique real estate brokerage right here in Loomis, California, and I have been in real estate for 100 years.
Oh my God.
I know, crazy, right? I use really good skincare,
Dude,
so very important.
It's working.
Very important. No, I have literally, it's painful to admit, but I have been in the industry in a lot of different facets, but since 95.
Oh, wow.
And I have been a broker since 2008. So I have...
What a year.
What a year.
What a year.
When you're gonna go in, you gotta go in hard.
You
right?
gotta just jump in with both feet, people. That's what it's about.
Yes, it is. But I love real estate.
Nice.
So,
yeah. Real estate loves you. You are like, so if anybody doesn't know Julee, you should definitely follow her on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram too. You probably already are. But Julee's like real estate famous in our area. Everybody loves Julee Patterson. So
I don't know about that, but
we all love her.
I love social media
in
general.
It's fun.
It really is.
Yeah.
Much to my husband and son's dismay, I love it.
The husbands don't get it. They don't get it.
They don't understand. But the social part of social media is awesome.
It's so awesome. And then you get to be creative too. In like a world where we're so confined to like, you know, just the same ins and outs of industry where you're just like, doing paperwork and doing this and the process. It's cool to be creative too. Yeah. So yeah, awesome.
I hate the paperwork. So yes, I definitely like the creative part.
That's a great segue because it's going to lead me to my last get to know you question before we jump into your horror stories. What is your favorite thing about this job, this career path?
Absolutely. And that's an easy answer is that my favorite part is connecting with people and the relationships. We're in a relationship business and being able to connect with both my teammates and the team. We have such a fabulous culture and team that we have here, and connecting with them and connecting with clients and that is truly, we're like matchmakers in every sense of the word, and I absolutely love it.
It's so true. It's awesome when you get to transcend like that relationship with clients where you're like going from just having like super professional relationship to them to being like friends and family with them too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important.
I also love the saying of you're more likely to make a friend from a client than make a client. I'm sorry. You're more likely to make a client a friend than a friend a client.
It's so true.
And it is 100% true.
Yeah.
Like some of the strangers that were clients are some of my very dearest friends to this day.
Yep.
And so I love that we have an opportunity to do that.
It's crazy how much more loyal a stranger will be than your friend or family sometimes. And you're just like, what the hell did I do?
Very true.
Yeah, it's so wild. So, okay, so what is your least favorite thing about this career? And be honest, brutally honest.
Definitely other agents.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
It's true though.
True. I mean, how we see some agents represent clients in such a poor manner like breaks my heart. And so I don't know if the clients know how terribly they're being represented, but I think that is a real problem. And something that I definitely am not a fan of when it comes to real estate. The ones that don't respond, there's a very long list.
Shitty marketing.
Yeah, all the things. I mean,
don't take your own listing photos on your iPhone, guys. Don't do it.
And don't be in the photo
of
your listing photos in the mirror in the bathroom holding your iPhone.
Come on, it's like $300. You can find somebody to do it. You know, it's like, come on, guys, get professional. Your house deserves professional marketing.
It really does. And for $300, that's like the bare minimum. I mean, what you should come on.
Yes.
You know? So we do a lot more than $300 photos.
Yeah.
But for real, for people, like they could definitely elevate their iPhone bathroom mirror photo for $300.
I mean, you could at least crop that out. Like, come on, figure it out.
Do something.
Just do something. Julee, you have a saying, and I love it so much. I think you know what that saying is.
I think I do. I think it is, I do not understand why people are not throwing money at us, begging us to sell their home.
They really should be.
They really should be.
Right.
I mean, like the things that we do and how much we serve.
Yeah.
I don't understand why anyone uses the iPhone bathroom photo people.
It's so bad. And that's not like coming from an egotistical place either. It's just factual. Like we just see other people's marketing and it's so bad.
And service.
Yes.
Not just the marketing, the service. Oh. So yeah, that could be a whole nother episode, but yes.
Well then, that leads us into our main point of this episode. So I would love to hear, after 100 years in the industry, I'm sure you have some great horror stories. I would love to hear some of the ones that really just kind of like have kept you up at night or really stick in your head as a good lesson of what not to do or whatever.
Well, I'd say I have a lesson of don't go in basements. That's become a whole lesson in and of itself. I literally now, if there's a basement, I literally tell people, you go down there, report back.
Let me know how it is.
Well, I'll take notes.
What happened?
I went to go show a like historic type house in Tahoe Park in Sacramento, and luckily I parked in the driveway, and I had opened up. I'm not really sure why I opened up all the doors, but I had opened up all of the doors and turned all the lights on. Maybe it was stuffy in the house or something. I'm not really sure. But this particular house had a really cool feature of like a full basement. And it had one of those lights that's like the string pull light.
Oh, okay.
And we had to go down some stairs to get down there. And for some reason, because I was opening up the house, I had left my phone on the counter with my keys and everything inside the house to go turn on the lights and open up this basement.
Oh, no.
So I opened up the door and somehow, clearly there was ghosts there. I mean, there...
It was clearly haunted.
Obviously, there could not have ever been something...
I mean, if it had a basement, automatically haunted.
Old house with a basement, haunted.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it had nothing to do with anything I did wrong.
Oh,
obviously
absolutely
not. But somehow the door to the storm, it was like a storm door, which... Truthfully, I have no idea how it could have blown closed. Like, it was a heavy, big door.
It blew closed.
Well, I was down there. I went to go down the stairs and turn the light on, and the light did not turn on, and the door closed and then wouldn't open, and I couldn't get out.
Ghost was pissed at you for being in its area.
I don't know what happened because the door really was heavy. I really, to this day, I don't know if somebody was just really evil person in the world that would do that. I have no clue.
Weird.
But I got stuck in there, and I was in there for about 20 minutes. And luckily, the clients, they get there, and my keys are in the house is open, and my keys are there, and I'm nowhere to be found. And luckily, they heard me screaming. And
oh my God!
But it was pitch black dark.
Oh, how terrifying!
I was envisioning dying like a skeleton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like.
Your mind just goes like Amityville horror or something. You're like, oh God.
And I am already a scaredy cat wimp. And I mean, I don't even particularly love the dark that much. So all of it felt like, I mean, my 20 minutes in there felt like 20 years. Probably why I have gray hair and wrinkles right now.
Just the worst day of your life.
It was really bad.
Awful.
So luckily I was rescued and all was well, but
that's good.
There was touch and go.
Did they buy the house?
They did not buy the house.
They did not buy the house.
They bought a house, thank God.
But not a haunted house. So
not that one.
Anyways, yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah, that sounds scary. I would be so freaked out just like in the basement. Like, is anybody ever going to find me or am I going to die down here?
I was definitely thinking that. And I think that was like find your friends, track you things. So thank God I left my keys and stuff on the counter with the, wondering where I was. And also, thank goodness I had clients that cared enough to look for me.
That they had the sense to drive past the house that you were looking at for them and go, oh, she's there.
Otherwise I would have had to eat my own arm or something. God. I don't know. That'd be a whole other story.
That would be a whole other episode too. Oh my God. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay, so going in houses that have been vacant have been kind of scary for you. I hear that you maybe have a different story as well about like a supposedly vacant house.
Oh yeah. Early in my career, I only sold real estate for myself, so I never had anybody teach me how to do anything. Yeah. So it could be good or bad.
Which is so confusing.
It is very weird. That's definitely I'm not a normal.
Yeah.
That's not normal. Yeah. But everything I just figured out. So one thing I figured out is you should definitely announce yourself when you go in a house because you just never know who might be lurking or who might be in there. So I was showing a house and I did not. I mean, the house was vacant, so why would you knock on a vacant house when you have the key? So that would seem weird.
You assume nobody's there.
You assume nobody's there.
Exactly.
And I went into the property and we turned the corner, and there was a very, very old, very naked man on a couch.
Oh my God.
Chilling.
Just sprawled out on the couch, naked.
Sprawled out, naked,
Oh,
all of his glory,
God.
all of the very old,
Very not glory.
all the parts, all the things.
There's too many parts.
And I always, as you get older, we always hear women, you get gravity.
Saggy.
It happens to men too,
Gravity,
friends.
guys.
It happens
just
to
happens.
men too.
You know what I mean?
But yes,
my
so
God.
that was that. So now when I go in a house, I even if it's vacant, I knock first or ring the doorbell, open the door, and really loudly scream, "Real estate!
Real estate! Put your pants on!"
that is code for put your pants on. So I do not want to startle any old men that are naked chilling. I mean, I don't even know what he was doing, napping or whatever.
Like, who
on
was
the couch.
he? Did he own the house? Or
No, he was like the old uncle or something. Like I kind
just
of,
in the house naked?
I don't know what he was like. There was nothing else in there.
Gross, sir.
It was.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know what was happening or why. But
Nor did
anyway,
we want to know. So did you show that house?
we did show. This was a long time ago, and so I don't really remember. I probably am scarred by the gravity
blackout memory
situation of all of the things that my eyes I can't unsee. But I don't even really remember. I think the clients were probably mortified too.
Yeah.
I mean,
did they see him as well?
They saw. We all just kind of. Like I said, I don't remember if we went through and toured the rest of the house or not, but we were.
You're like, this is enough. We don't want it.
I think it was about like that. I think it was about this is enough.
Yeah.
So I think we left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's so scary.
We did not buy that one for sure.
We did not buy that one. Oh, my God.
That's a quick way to get your house not sold is have your old uncle naked on the couch.
Yeah, make sure that, the old creepy uncles that love to just be naked for no good reason, stay out of your house you're trying to sell. That's tip number 1 from Gateway Properties. That one's free.
You're welcome.
You're going to have to hire us for the rest. Okay, so we've got you getting locked in a potentially haunted basement.
Terrible.
Super spooky.
Horror.
And terrible.
Horror.
Oh my God, the horror. We have you walking in on a naked old guy for no good reason in a vacant house. Neither of these homes were purchased, by the way. So, try to alleviate those things if you're trying to sell your home.
100%. That's a good way to get your house not sold.
That's the really good way to get your house not sold. So do you have any stories? And this, it hasn't necessarily happened to me particularly, but one common theme that I hear in real estate that people are always so tired about is somebody taking a dump and their water is on.
The horror poo stories.
So after a million years in real estate, I'm just curious, how often does that happen? Do you have any of those stories?
I have more poo stories than I can count.
God. Well, we might just have time for one.
Do you want you want human poo on the floor or poo in a toilet?
What do you think? Which one do you want to go with?
Well, both are equally good, but I will say that what's more horrible and terrifying is the human poop on the floor by a pissed off seller. That was we had I was representing the buyer.
Yeah.
And we had the house. The sellers always think their house is perfect.
It's the best house there ever was.
It always is. And it had quite a few things that needed to be repaired that were legitimate repairs that were necessary. And so we gave in a repair request. The seller agreed. I was not aware that the sellers were pissed off about it. I mean, didn't seem to be anything to be pissed off about.
Why
it was just
agree to something that you're super pissed off about?
Idea.
Why not negotiate that a little bit?
So we do the final walkthrough on the master bedroom floor is a ginormous pile of poo.
What?
Human poo. And it said, there was a Post-it note on the wall and said, this is what I think about. It was either that's what I think or this is what I think about your repair request.
What?
On a Post-it note.
Oh my God.
And
they shat on their own floor.
Shat on the floor. Yes.
What is wrong with these people?
Left us with human poop right on the floor. Yeah.
And a little threatening note, that's what I think of you. Oh my God.
They try to cover it up later. Yeah. Probably embarrassment and guilt.
I'd be so embarrassed.
I would hope that there was embarrassment and guilt.
Right.
But they try to say it was the dog, but the size of the turd did not match the size of the dog.
Did they even have, and they had a dog.
They had a dog, a very small dog.
They have a little chihuahua and it's a big old massive.
And there was a big old turd. There was a mastiff size poop.
You're this does not line up.
No, it was not lining up.
Oh my God.
So the math was a math and not that.
The math didn't math at all.
Not at all.
What the hell? So what happened? Did you tell the other agent?
Oh yeah, we had to have we had to make them get cleaners come out. Yeah. And it was a whole thing.
Yeah, rightly so.
It was completely an unnecessary people getting in their, like...
That's absolutely ridiculous, because it sounds like they got, like, the result that they wanted, which was to sell their home and make money, right? Like, that happened.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the deal?
Repairs.
Oh, my God. I mean, like, repair requests, they've certainly gotten squirrely before, but, like, never has anybody that at least I've dealt with gone to the liberty of shitting on their own floor. Like, to really
that's pretty next
stick
level.
it to the next party.
That is pretty... I mean, that's something else. I hope to never again have poo on the floor.
I mean, we would hope that if it was going to happen, it would only be a once in a lifetime. It would be like getting struck by lightning. You know, it doesn't happen twice.
Let's hope. We have plenty of dog poo on the floor and plenty of other poo stories, but
that
hopefully
happens.
no more human poops.
I mean, that's one thing. If it's a dog poo, but a human poo, like, come on, guys. Oh my God. That's a real shitty situation.
It was a shitty situation. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, Julie, thank you so much for sharing your horror stories with me today.
My pleasure. Anytime. I mean, I've got plenty more. We could do this all day.
I would love to. So we'll have to save it for another time. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Listeners, I hope you enjoyed some of Julie's shitty stories and that you'll tune back in for our next episode
Thanks so much.
Real Estate Horror Stories.
Bye.
Bye.